Moondrop. I've been a fan of many of their earphones for a while, and they've been branching out a lot more lately, tackling slightly different markets, as well as refreshing some of their previous products. Well, today, we have 3 sets of earphones to take a look at. Thanks Shenzhen Audio for sending these out for review. Like always, this is my full honest opinion, and I won't hold back any of my criticisms, which, in this case, there are unfortunately a few. I'm sorry, I really like Moondrop, and I know these have been getting quite a bit of praise, but this is just my personal experience with these products. First of all, we're going to start with the cheapest set that we have here, which funny enough was also the most anticipated product that we have here. The Quark 2 is a successor to the very popular Quarks. I don't know why they dropped the S when naming this one. The Quark 2 costs $17, and it's quite similar to the original Quarks, being small bullet-style IEMs with a simple fixed cable. This model does terminate in USB-C, and I'm happy to say that it doesn't seem to have any of the DSP noise issues that we've had with other Moondrop DSP cables. Like the original, these are still not vented in the front volume, which does end up being a major downside for me. Since they lack any front venting, when putting them in, 9 times out of 10 I have substantial pressure imbalances that not only makes them uncomfortable to wear, but also causes them to have quite a variation in channel imbalance and overall tonality. They can change from sounding like there's a low pass filter to sounding like they have no bass at all, depending on how they seat in my ear. Unfortunately, unlike some other IEMs that seem to equalize the pressure over a few seconds, these do seem to seal well, which causes them to hold the imbalance unless I really work at trying to move them around to break the seal when they're in my ear. At the times that I am able to get a proper fit and similar seal on both sides, they sound pretty decent. Compared to the original Quarks, these sound a lot more neutral, with decent sub-bass emphasis. The top end isn't anything special, and while it does still come across a little bit rolled off, it's not quite as blunted or muffled sounding as the original Quarks. Compared to other enthusiast IEMs though, it's nothing special, but it also isn't bad. It just has nothing that really stands out to me as a major issue, other than the seal and imbalance issues. Really, if that wasn't an issue, this could be a very easy recommendation. But unfortunately, that is what holds this IEM back for me. Next up, we have the Moondrop Block, which is a Bluetooth intra-concha earphone, or earbud-style earphone. It has a similar design and case to the Space Travel, which lacks a top cover, but the case and earphones are slightly smaller. These cost $20, and sadly, they also don't get a recommendation from me. Although this time it's more due to just how they sound. They sound quite warm with mostly a lower mids focus, without much bass or treble to help support it. This is partially a limitation due to just the design of the earphones, but some other earbud style earphones are able to do a little bit better, and sometimes have more consistency with how they fit in your ear. Normal Apple EarPods, for example, do sound clearer than these, whereas these come across sounding quite congested and muffled. While I do have a measurement that I took with my rig and the pinna, this is one of those cases where at times the measurement may look better than how it sounds to me. Although this is just an average of a few measurements, I also posted the measurements with different seatings in the ear, and you can see that there is quite a variation in how it may sound depending on the placement and seal in the ear. It's one of those products that I don't really think has a place in the market right now, especially when you can spend just $5 more and get the Moondrop Space Travel, which not only sounds better, but has features like ANC and transparency mode. And that brings us to the Moondrop Ultrasonic, which seems to be an upgrade from the Space Travel. This features the same basic design and case as the Space Travel, features like ANC and transparency modes, but this time it is a 1 dynamic driver 1 BA hybrid, and also comes with an extra case for your charging case, since the charging case doesn't have a lid or way to protect the earphones if you drop it. It also works with the Moondrop Link 2 app, which now finally works on iOS. The app lets you adjust the EQ settings and button presses, similar to the Space Travel. And you can have all this for just 3 times the price of the Space Travel. This comes in at $75, whereas Space Travel is $25, and includes the same features and very similar tuning. So what is the difference? Well, they do sound slightly different. Space Travel is an easier, more laid back listen with slightly more bass, but the bass sounds a bit less defined and punchy. I think this is partially due to the treble region of the Ultrasonic, which emphasizes a little bit more of the low treble, which can help it sound like it has a little bit quicker attack, especially in the bass. The Space Travel was only $25, and at that price, it still offers a lot of features, and compared to most mainstream wireless earphones, it competes very well against most in the market. But at $75, the Ultrasonic reaches into a different price bracket where I feel it doesn't really hold up as well. That said, in the overall picture, I do think that the Ultrasonic does improve on the Space Travel in a lot of ways, and offers more EQ presets in the app, while Space Travel only offers 3 EQ options. In the way that it delivers more of a V-shaped sound with slightly more tactility, the Ultrasonic does seem to beat the Space Travel here, but again, you are looking at 3 times the price. An issue that I did notice though was that with the ultrasonic, I would find that the Bluetooth would cut out if I had my phone in my pocket and my body was blocking the earphone on the other side of me from where my phone was, which would cause it to periodically cut out. I haven't experienced this much with other Bluetooth earphones, so I'm not so sure if this is just a bug with my unit or a more widespread issue, but I at least just wanted to mention it. So here we have it, a few newer products from Moondrop, a few of which I really did want to like, but sadly they felt held back, even compared to their predecessors. Hopefully in a future iteration they may be improved on, since I do think that they do have a lot of potential, but just this time, unfortunately there was just issues that held them back for me. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, hope to see you next time.